Grade 9, third lesson, fractions, exercise 3.2. Okay? Question number 1. Simplify and write the answer in the simplest form. Okay. Part 1. So we have 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3. Then multiply that by what? 5 by 6. Okay? Right. So according to the BODMAS rule, right, we have to first simplify this part. Okay? So 2 times 1 and 2 times 3. So equals 1 by 2 plus 1 times 5, we know that is 5. 3 times 3, we know that is 9. Now we have to add these two fractions. Right? So the denominators are not same. Right? So when we consider the numbers 2 and 9, right? What is the lowest common denominator? 18. Right? So 1 by 2, we have to convert this fraction into a fraction where the denominator is 18. Here also the same thing. Right? So I can multiply the denominator by 9 and the numerator by 9. So 9 by 18. Okay? So 9 by 18 plus 5 by 9. I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. 5 times 2, that is 10. 9 times 2, that is 18. So 10 by 18. So here we get what? 19 by 18. And I can simplify this as what? 1n 1 by 18. So we have 1 by 4 of 3 and 1 by 3, then divide by 2 and 1 by 6. Right, so according to the BODMAS rule, we have to do this part first, simplification of this part. And here we have to convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So 1 by 4 of, here the denominator will be 3, and what will be the numerator? 3 times 3, that is 9, add a 1, it becomes a 10, right? And also we can convert this into an improper fraction also. So the denominator will be 6, 6 times 2, that is 12, add another 1, it becomes 13, right? So 1 by 4 into 10 by 3 divide by 13 by 6. Okay, so I can use a number 2 and divide this 10, so I get a 5. Do the same thing here, so I get a 2, right? So 1 times 5, that is 5. 2 times 3, that is 6, right? Divide by 13 by 6. Now this division, I can replace it by what? A multiplication and write the reciprocal. So 6 by 13. So cancel out the 6. So I get what? Cancel out the 6's, then I get what? 5 by 13. Okay. So here I have 3 by 5 into, so within brackets, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. Okay. So according to the BODMAS rule, we have to do whatever which is inside the brackets first, right? So we have to add 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, right? So the denominators are not same. So we have to consider the least common denominator. Between these two numbers, the least common denominator is 6. Right. So I am going to take 1 by 3 and multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So I get what? 2 by 6. Right? So instead of 1 by 3, I can use 2 by 6. Okay? So 3 by 5 into 2 by 6 plus 1 by 2, we know that is what? 3 by 6. So 3 by 6. Right, so here we have what? 3 by 5, and by simplifying this, we get what? 5 by 6. So I can cancel out the 5's, 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So here the answer will be what? 1 by 2 or half. Question number 1, part 4. Okay. So 1 by 4 of, within brackets, 3 and 1 by 3 divided by 2 and 1 by 6. Right. So first of all, when we do the simplification, we have to start from the brackets. And there also we have to convert these two into what? Improper fractions. Right? So 1 by 4 of, here the denominator will be 3, the numerator will be 10. Divide by, denominator will be 6 and the numerator will be 13. Right? 1 by 4 of 10 by 3 multiplied by 6 by 13. Okay, so 3 times 1, 3 times 2. So here we get what? 1 by 4 of 10 times 2, I get a 20. 1 times 13, I get a 13. Okay, so now I will do the simplification this side of the board. I'll replace the of with the multiplication symbol, then I get 20 by 13. 4 times 1 and 4 times 5. So I get the answer as what? 5 times 13. Sorry, 5 by 13. Right, part 5. So we have 3 and 3 by 4. Okay, divide by 2.5 plus 3 and a quarter. Right. So we have to do whatever is inside the brackets first, right? And also we can convert this into what? An improper fraction. So the denominator will be 4. 4 times 3, that is 12. Add another 3, it becomes 15. Divide by. So here I can separately add these two what? Whole numbers. So 2 plus 3, that becomes a 5. Plus 1 by 2 or 1 half and 1 by 4. Right? So we know half is equal to 2 by 4. Right? And if we add a quarter to 2 quarters, right? We get what? 3 quarters. Right? So here we can simplify this as what? 3 by 4 equals 15 by 4 divided by 5 plus 3 quarters. So 15 by 4 divided by 5 and 3 by 4. Okay. Now what do I have to do? I have to convert this into what? Improper fractions. So 15 by 4 divided by, here the denominator will be 4. 4 times 5 will be 20. Add another 3, it becomes 23. Again 15 by 4, I am going to write the multiplication, then the reciprocal of 23 by 4. So this becomes 4 by 23. Now I can cancel out the 4s. So I get 15 by 23. So the answer is 15 by 23. Question number 6. Okay, so we have two brackets. So 1 and 2 by 3 into 3 by 5 plus 3 by 4 plus 1 half. Right? So these are what? Two brackets, no? So we can do the simplification simultaneously. Right? So here, this mixed number I have to convert into what? Improper fractions. So the denominator will be 3. 3 times 1, that is 3. Add the 2, it becomes 5. And 3 by 5. Plus, here we have to add the fractions. Denominators are not same. When we consider the numbers 4 and 2, මොනවද මේ denominators ලා? What is the least common denominator? 4. So we don't have to do any conversions here. 1 by 2, we know that is what? 2 by 4, no? Okay. So 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. So I can cancel out the 5s. When we consider this bracket, I can cancel out the 5s, then the 3s. So here I get 1 plus 5 by 4. So what is the answer here? Right. So here we can simplify this as like this. Okay. So equals 1 plus 5 by 4. I can rewrite as 4 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Okay. Then 4 by 4, we know that is what? A whole one. So 1 plus 1, this 4 by 4, we convert that into a 1. Plus 1 by 4. So the answer is 2 and 1 by 4. So that will be the answer. 2 and 2 by 3 into 1 and 1 by 4 minus 1 by 12. And again we have a division, 2 and 1 by 3. Okay. Right. So first of all, we have to start from here. So, because that is a bracket, right? And also we can convert these fractions into what? Improper fractions. So here the denominator will be 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. Add another 2, it becomes an 8. Into, right? So within the bracket, this is a what? Mixed number. So the denominator will be 4. What will be the numerator? 4 times 1, that is 4. Add the 1, it becomes a 5. Minus 1 by 12. Then we have a division. So here, when we consider this mixed number, the denominator will be 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. And add another 1, it becomes a 7. Right? So 8 by 3 into, when we consider the brackets, there are 2 fractions and we have to do the subtraction. Right? So if we take a look at the denominators, what are the numbers? 4 and 12. So the denominators are not same. Then we have to consider the least common denominator, which is 12. So we don't have to do any conversion to this fraction, but to 5 by 4 we have to do. So 5 by 4, I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by what? By 3. So instead of 5 by 4, I can use 15 by 12. So 15 by 12 minus 1 by 12. Divide by 7 by 3. Okay? Right. So again here we get 8 by 3 into, so when we simplify this part, we get what? 14 by 12. Divide by 7 by 3. Okay? So I will continue from this side of the board, right? So we know multiplication and division, those two mathematical operations have the same priority. So when both of them are present, we have to start the simplification from the left side and work our way to the right side, right? So I will continue the simplification from this side of the board. Okay, so 8 by 3 divide by 14 by 12 divide by 7 by 3. Actually here we have a multiplication, right? So 8 by 3 into 14 by 12, then multiplication, then the reciprocal. Before it was 7 by 3, now it is 3 by 7. Right, so 3 times 1 and 3 times 4, 4 times 1 and 4 times 2, 7 times 1 and 7 times 2. So in the top half we have what? 2 times 1, and in the bottom half we have 3 times 1 times 1. That means what? 4 by 3. Then we have to simplify this. We have to convert this improper fraction into a mixed number which is 1 and 1 by 3. Right, part 8. So we have 5 by 6 divided by 7 by 18 of 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. So we have to start the simplification process from here because we have off here. Okay, so equals 5 by 6 divided by 7 by 18. Instead of off, I'm going to use the multiplication symbol and 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. Right, so we will do the simplification on this portion. Right, so 2 times 1 and 2 times 9. So 5 by 6 divided by 7 times 1, we get a 7. 9 times 3, that is 27 into 3 by 4. Okay, so now just as before, we have division and multiplication. Both mathematical operations have the same priority, so we have to start from the left and work our way to the right. Right, so 5 by 6, I have to use the multiplication. Then I have to write down the reciprocal, so that will be 27 by 7 into 3 by 4. So 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. Okay, so when we do the simplification here, we get what? 5 into 27 into 1, so that is the top half, and in the bottom we have 2 into 7 into 4. Okay, so 27 into 5. 5 times 7, that is 35, so there's a 3. 5 times 2, that is 10. Add the 3, it becomes what? 135. Divide by 2 times 4, that is 8. 8 times 7, that is 56. Right? So now we have to convert this into what? Mixed number. Okay? So 56 into 3. So 50 times 3, we know that is 150. 6 times 3, we know that is 18. So we get 168. So we cannot go 50 times 3. So 50 times 2, that is 100. Okay. Sorry, 56. 56 times 2. 50 times 2, we know that is 100. 6 times 2, we know that is 12. So we get what? 112. So that is possible. So when we convert this improper fraction into a mixed number, what will be the whole number part? That will be 2. So 56 into 2, then what will be the remainder? 135 minus 112. 5 minus 2, we get a 3. 3 minus 1, we get a 2. Okay, so this will be the answer. Right, question number 2. A person puts aside a quarter of his income for food and half for his business and saves the remaining amount. What fraction of his income does he save? Right? Okay. So for food, he spends a quarter. Right? For the business, he spends what? Half. Then what will be the total? What do we have to do? 1 quarter plus a half, no? So 1 quarter plus a half. That means what? 1 quarter plus 2 by 4, no? So that means 3 quarters. එතකොට එයා කණ්ඩායි එයාගේ බිස්නස් එකටයි හම්බෙන පඩියෙන් 4න් 3ක් එයාට යනවා. එහෙනම් මුළු පඩිය කියලා කොච්චරක් එනවද? සම්පූර්ණ එකක් නේ. එහෙනම් අපි ඉතිරි ටික කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? Remaining amount. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද remaining amount කියලා කියන්නේ? In the question they are asking, what is the remaining amount? That means what do we have to do? We know the amount as a fraction which he spends for food and for the business. Then what will be the remaining amount? Remaining amount will be what? How to end? 1 minus 3 by 4. So here 1 will be what? 4 by 4. 4 by 4 minus 4 by 3. So a quarter. Quarter. Right. So that will be the answer. So for this question you have to write some sentences because this is a sentence question. Right. So the sentences should be something similar to this. Right. Amount that he spends for food. 1 by 4. Amount that he spent for the business. 1/2. Then the total amount. 1 quarter plus 1/2, right? That means what? 1 quarter plus 2 by 4. Now the denominators are same, so we get 3 by 4. Right? So when we talk about this fraction, always we have to remember, right? What does this 3 and 4 means? This 4 means, that is the denominator, no? Right? That means what? The denominator is 4. In this case, if we consider his whole salary as a whole 1, සම්පූර්ණ එකක් කියලා හිතුවොත් එහෙම, and if we divide that whole 1 into 4 equal parts, right? 4 equal parts. සමාන කෑලි තුනකට බෙදුවොත් එතනින් කෑලි තුනක් මෙයා අතින් මෙන්න මේ දේවල් වලට වියදම් වෙලා තියෙනවා. Right? Then what is the remaining amount? Remaining amount, හරි? ඒ විදිහට වචනේ ලියලා 1 minus 3 by 4. Okay? ඊට පස්සේ මෙන්න මේ සුළු කිරල ලියන්න ඕන. Right. So amount spent for food, that is what? 1 by 4. Amount spent for business. Amount spent for the business. Spent for the business. That is what? 1/2. Okay. Total amount. Total amount spent. That means what? 1 by 4 plus 1 by 2, right? Equals 1 by 4 plus 2 by 4 equals 3 by 4. Therefore, the remaining amount is what? කෙලින්ම මෙහෙම අඩු කරන්න ඕනත් නැහැ, නිකම්ම උනත් දාන්න පුළුවන් නේ. අතරින් එකයි කියලා. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිට දාන්න පුළුවන් අර විදිහට. 1 minus 3 by 4. That means what? 4 by 4 minus 3 by 4. That means 1 by 4. Right. Right. Question number 3. Kumuduni walked 8 with a th, අටෙන් එකක් කියන එක, of a journey, traveled 2/3 of it by train and traveled the remaining distance by bus. Okay, so we will jot it down, right? So 8, so she walked. හරි මේ වගේ කෙටියෙන් මේක ලියාගන්න එක අපිට ලේසි, ගාන හදන්න ලේසි එතකොට, right? By train 2/3 and the remaining distance by bus, right? Remaining by bus. Okay, express the distance she traveled by foot and by train as a fraction of the total distance. So what do we have to do? We have to just add these numbers together, right? Total distance by walking and by train. So how do we get it? Equals by walking 1 by 8 and by train 2 by 3, right? So 8 and 3, so two denominators which are different, so we have to calculate the least common denominator, which will be what? 24, right? So 1 by 8, I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. Then I get what? 3 by 24. So instead of 1 by 8, I can use 3 by 24. Why? These two are equivalent fractions. Then 2 by 3, I have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by 8. So 8 times 2, I get 16. 3 times 8, I get 24. So here I can use 16 by 24. Right? So when I add these numbers together, I get what? 19 by 24. So that is the total amount. Okay. Express the distance she traveled by bus as a fraction of the total distance. Right? එහෙනම් එයා පයින් ඇවිදලා තියෙන 8න් එකක්, ට්‍රේන් එකේ ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන 3න් දෙකක්. ඒ ටික එකතු කරපුවම අපිට එනවා 19න් 24ක්. එහෙනම් ඉතිරි ටික දැන් මේක සම්පූර්ණ එක වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? 24 by 24 න. Right? So out of this 24 by 24, 19 by 24. What does this mean? මෙතන තියෙනවා මොකද්ද? ට්‍රේන් එකෙන් ගිය ටිකයි පයින් ඇවිද්ද ටික එකතුව. එහෙනම් ඉතිරි ටික මොකද්ද? ඉතිරි ටික එයා මොකේද ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ? බස් එකෙන් ගිය ටික. Okay. Part 2. So the distance she traveled by bus is what? 24 by 24 minus 19 by 24. Right? So you get what? 5 by 24. We cannot further simplify this anymore. 5 by 24. Right. Question number 4. So we will go through the question. A father give half of his land to his son and a third to his daughter. The son donated 1/5 of his portion and the daughter 2/5 of her portion to a charitable foundation. Right? So මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? So we have the father. So he has a property and he is dividing the property between the son and the daughter. So the son receives half of the property and the daughter receives third of the property. Right? After that, both of the children donate a portion to charity. Right? So from the amount that the son received, right, he donated a fifth. Make it a sketch up with and the amount, and from the amount that the daughter received, she donated 2/5. පහෙන් දෙකක්. හරි? පුතා පහෙන් එකක් donate කරනවා, දුව පහෙන් දෙකක් donate කරනවා. Right. So the question is not over. The foundation decided to construct a building on half the land it received. Right. On what fraction of the total land was the building constructed? Right. එතකොට ඉස්සල්ලාම මෙන්න මේ වගේ sketch එකක් හදගන්න. එතකොට අපේ question එකේ flow එක තේරෙනවා. හරි. බලමු එහෙනම් කොහොමද මෙතන මේ වැඩේ වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරි. So the son got half of the property and the daughter got 1/3 of the property. හරි? පුතාට හම්බුණා භාගයක්, දුවට හම්බුණා 3න් එකක්. අපි දැන් මෙහෙම කරමු. We'll see the amount as a fraction that the son gave to the charity. හරිද? පුතා කොච්චරක් දුන්නද කියන එක. හරි? Right. So now I'm talking about the son. දැන් මේවේ හරි ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම මේක ගාන හදන විදිය ලියන්නම්. ඊට පස්සේ අපි බලමු මේකේ wordings ටික කොහොමද දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. Right? එතකොට පුතා කොච්චරක් දුන්නද? The amount that he received was half. From that, he gave a fifth. Right? So we know numerator into numerator, we know that is 1. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 10. මේ මොකද්ද? පුතා එයාට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණයෙන් charity එකට දුන්න ප්‍රමාණය. So we have to do the same thing, same process regarding the daughter. Now the daughter, right? So she received a third of the property. From that, she gave 2/5. So numerator into numerator, we know that is 2. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 15. Then මේ දෙකම කාටද හම්බුනේ? මේ දෙකම කාටද හම්බුනේ? Charity. Charity Foundation එකට මේක ටික හම්බුනේ නේ. හරි? එහෙනම් charity එකට පුතා දුන්න මෙච්චරක් තමන්ට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය, දුව දුන්න මෙච්චරක් තමන්ට හම්බෙච්ච ප්‍රමාණය. Now we can find the total amount as a fraction which the charity received. මොනවාද මේ හම්බෙන්නේ? ඉඩමක්. charity එකට කොච්චරක් හම්බුණාද පුතාගෙනුයි දුවගෙනුයි. කොහොමද අපි ඒක හොයන්නේ? We can add these fractions together. Okay, එහෙනම් charity. මම මේක මේ wordings ටික කෙටියෙන් දාන්නේ charity. So how can we find the total amount? 1 plus 10 plus 2 by 15. So the denominators are not same. So we have to calculate what? A common denominator. So here the denominator is 10. Here the denominator is 15. So what is the least common denominator? 30. Right? So 1 by 10. 1 by 10. I have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. Why do I do that? The common denominator is 30, no? So we have to, when we consider this fraction, the denominator is 10. So we have to convert the denominator into a 30. In order to do that, we have to multiply the denominator by a 3. So whenever we are doing something to a fraction, we have to repeat to the whole of the fraction. That means what? Here I am multiplying the denominator, no? So we must multiply the numerator as well, right? So 1 times 3, that is 3. 10 times 3, that is 30. Now 1 by 10 and 3 by 30 are what? Those are what? Equivalent fractions. So instead of 1 by 10, I can write 3 by 30 plus. Now we have to do the same process through 2 by 15, right? Now here I have 2 by 15. Now what's the thing that we need to do? We have to convert this 15 into a 30. So how can I do that? Multiply the denominator by 2. So do the same thing to the numerator. So 2 times 2, that is what? 4. 15 times 2, that is what? 30. Now 2 by 15 and 4 by 30 are what? Those are equivalent fractions. So I can write 4 by 30 instead of 2 by 15. So 4 by 30. Right? So now the denominators are same. So what is the resultant fraction? 7 by 30. Now the question is not over yet. Right? So this is the total amount of land that the charity foundation received. But what have they decided? They have decided to construct a building half of the land which they have received. මේ 30න් 7ම නෙමෙයි යාලා හදන්නේ. ඒකිනුත් භාගයකින්. දැන් මොකද කරන්නේ? දැන් ඔන්න මේක අපිට ඕන වෙනවා. So 7 by 30, right? එහෙනම් කොච්චර ප්‍රමාණයකද එයාලා හදන්නේ? මේකෙන් භාගයක් කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? We have to divide it by 2. Now we know how to do this. Right? 7 by 30 divide by, we put a 1 under the 2. Right? Now 7 by 30, we replace the division by what? A multiplication, then flip it. Flip this fraction. Right? So 1 by 2. So here numerator into numerator, we know that is 7. Denominator into denominator, we know that is 60. So this will be the answer. This is the answer.